There's a lot of people out there that are lonely and hurting. We could get so caught up with ourselves that we can forget about someone else. Have a seat. Let me tell you a story. I was so consumed with getting ahead at one point in my life and focused on me, that God appeared and taught me. He taught me the importance of being of service and caring for someone else. I had the pleasure of helping an elderly lady that was struggling, that just fell in my lap, per se. She had dementia, beginning stages, and no one in her family knew how to address it. They still wanted to treat mommy like mommy was normal, that like mommy wasn't going through anything. Now, these are adult children, full grown, middle age. And mommy was an elderly woman that couldn't live on her own anymore. She needed some support. Her man had started playing tricks on her. I didn't know what to do. I had never came across anyone that was losing their mind. So initially, of course, human nature, I was fearful. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And I was guarded, didn't want any part of it. And then when you see a helpless person, they're fragile emotionally and then physically. The average person, your heart gonna open up and you're gonna want to assist. And that's what happened to me. And I began to understand her and her fears. Even though they were false, they were real for her. And I had the mind and the wit to reach out to my sister, who has a career of caring for patients like my friend. It just popped in my head one day because I would talk to my sister at different times when she was at work, and I would hear how she would take care of her patients and how much they loved her. So it just made me think, let me call my sister. And I did. And she began to listen over the phone to our interactions and how my friend was responding and behaving, and she would text me what to do. And she did this for hours on end, days, weeks. She even started to role play with me. When my friend was fearful, I would call her, my sister, on the phone, and my sister would pretend like she was a warden at a jail because my friend was very fearful of her boss from many years ago and thought that she was coming after her. It was a real thing. See, what I was going through was minute compared to what my friend was going through. She was losing her mind. Her imagination had got away from her, and it was making her very fearful all the time. It made me humble, and it made me see the importance of caring for somebody at their weakest times and when they really are at need. See, I ended up being a blessing to her, but she ended up being more of a blessing to me. It opened my heart up in a way that I had never experienced, and I grew, and it made me a better person. It made me to be more conscious and aware that someone struggles is greater than my own. It made me be grateful. That's why it's important to have a gratitude journal. If you don't, I invite you to get one. It's reminders of little things that become big things that are blessings. We have this idea of what we want life to look like. And then when challenges come, it's woe is me and oh my life. There's somebody else that's going through something far greater. And when you start to lend a hand to others, your life becomes greater. I learned a lot of lessons during that time. I learned the value of being of service to others. It really is a blessing. When you are struggling and when you feel like you are not loved or no one cares, go help somebody that really needs someone more than you do. And it'll change your life around, I promise you. Yeah, do that. When you are struggling, I invite you to find someone that's struggling greater and be of service. Be a friend to them. It doesn't have to be monetary things. A good listener, someone that will just sit there and show they care. It could be taking someone to the store or just calling them up and listening to their fears. Whatever the case, when you help someone else, your life is blessed, greater, and your worries and your fears and your struggles become lighter on your back. That's a fact. Now, my friend, she's still declining, but she's still holding on because the different stages of dementia isn't reversed. Some progress quicker, some slower, but the decline will continue. I don't see her like I used to, but I keep tabs on her to make sure that I know how she's doing from time to time. I will never forget her. I will never forget how she impacted my life. I could have ran away, but God said stay. And by staying, my life started to become blessed that day. It started to transform me. And although your life won't be perfect, it is a true reminder when you help someone else how fortunate and blessed you are. And by helping someone else, it keeps us humble and grounded and a better person. I invite you to help someone else. Because you don't always have to help yourself. Someone else needs you. So lend a hand. Let's get real and heal, my friend.